Hey, Josh Ryan here from Cut Above Perfection Sharpening. Today I'll be giving an overview on the new dual head flat home by Katoku. This machine is action-packed. It has a lot of bells and whistles. One thing about this machine is it has two independent motors. They're each 1/5 horsepower, which will give you a lot of power. They are DC motors, so you get low-end torque as well. This machine also has an internal cooling fan, which you don't see on any flat homes, which is nice. So it'll keep those motors from getting too hot. Another thing is it does have an external input for plugging in your LED light that comes with it, which is also a nice feature. This machine also has, obviously, two heads. Two heads are better than one, especially when you're sharpening. And another reason for that is it also will speed up your sharpening during the process, but more importantly, if you've ever been in a situation where you're at a salon sharpening and your machine goes out, well, because this has two heads and they're independent motors, this machine, if one head stops working, you can finish the job with the other. So that's the beauty of this machine, and let's talk more about the external components. So on this side of the machine here, we have a nice little storage compartment for all your goodies. So when you're on the go and you're inside a hair salon, you can pack your essentials in here as need be. So this is a nice important feature to have when you have a portable dual head machine. This machine weighs 27 pounds dry weight. Obviously it weighs a little bit more if you have your 5 plates that come with it. And you have a compartment for each one of these discs to fit in the slot, which is really nice when you're on the go. You get 2 hard discs with PSA abrasives, which are for beveling shears, and then it comes with 2 hook and loop discs for convexing shears. The 5th disc would also be the polishing disc for polishing and deburring. Let's take a look behind the machine. Here we have the power adapter. You plug that in, plug it into your your outlet. And then we have the intake for the fan, so when you turn this machine on, here's what the fan will sound like. This will keep the internal components cool while you're sharpening. This is a great feature to have on your flat home. Also, if you look over here to the right, we have the plug-in for your light source. So whatever size light you want to put it in, you can have that outlet handy for your light source. This one happens to come with a nice gooseneck LED, which is very bright. Here is the LED light. It has a nice on and off switch. And also, it is magnetic, so you can stick it to your machine anywhere you like for proper placement to your liking. Another great feature about this machine for every mobile sharpener, especially if you sharpen in these hair salons or grooming salons, you have a nice handle to hold it and carry it into your shop wherever you're working. So this is a really nice feature to have, especially for a twin head flat home machine. Another nice feature about this dual head machine is it has a nice metal dust collector to keep the dust in a contained area without getting all over the place. This dust collector also is removable, so depending on your situation, if you want to have it removed, you can remove it just by unscrewing a few screws underneath. Alright, so let's turn this machine on and kind of see the ins and outs of how to work it. So here's the on-off switch right here. Press that over to the right. The internal fan is turned on. And then we have 2 independent motor switches to turn the independent motors, the right motor here and the left motor right here. Over here, to complete left, we have whether we're doing a right-handed shear for the wheels to turn clockwise, or a left-handed shear for the wheels to turn counterclockwise. Let's turn it on to right-handed shears. Here's a speed adjuster, so we can control the speed of the wheels. And then in the middle, we have a digital readout of amperage and power output. This is nice because when we're sharpening and we're trying to maintain the RPMs at low speed or high speed, you push down these wheels, they're maintaining their speed and the amperage will increase. So these 1/5 horsepower wheels are very hard to bog down. I'm applying about 10 pounds of pressure with my left hand to show the difference in amperage. And then the amperage will get higher to accommodate the workload. And we can turn it down, and then the amperage goes down. So these are very powerful motors, as you can see. If we want to just work one flat hone at a time, we could turn off the one right motor while the left motor is operating. These do have electronic brakes, so when you turn it off, they turn off right away. If you want both on at the same time while you're doing your right-handed shear, turn it on. Amperage output again. When we finish sharpening, turn it off. Both wheels are turned off right away with the electronic brake. Very nice features, a lot of power. So here we have the case where your lovely clamp will come in. If you want to carry it separately, you can in this case, which keeps it protected and it's nice and neat for transport. So let's take it out of the case and put it on the machine. Alright, so we're going to go down here all the way to the right. We have a little lever, loosen it up. This allows for the rod to come out, and then you just slide it in, come over here to the right, push it back in, and tighten it back up. So now we have this tightened down, and we have this clamp ready to go. This clamp is really cool because it offers a nice ergonomic grip for your thumb while you're convexing. It has a nice Teflon footprint, so it doesn't mar the steel when you have it clamped in on a shear. Nice Teflon grip. And also, if you're, depending on your comfort level, this also adjusts to your hand size when you're sharpening for comfort. If you're sharpening a long shear, you could pull this back. So as you're coming off the wheel with a longer shear, you have more length to pull off the wheel and sharpen the tips of a long shear. So it's a very versatile clamp system. This is what I love about this setup. Now let's talk about setting the angle on this clamp for those who aren't familiar with this type of clamp. So let's say we're going to sharpen a right-handed shear. What we have is a fixture where you have two internal pins. We have a lower pin underneath and an upper pin up top that need to be in contact and against each other when we lock these in place for a right-handed shear. The lower pin for a right-handed shear will be to the left of the upper pin, and then when we go to a right-handed shear, it'll be on the right side of the upper pin. So when we're going and convexing at a specific angle, we're not going past that angle, messing up our edge. So with that said, we have it already in a right-handed fixture at a 45-degree angle. If we want to change this to we want to just basically go here to the left. Here's our locking nut. We just want to turn it so we have all this loose. And if let's say we're doing a left-handed shear, we're going to bring in the lower pin, let's say at a 45-degree angle. Now it's lower, so when we're convexing, this won't go past 45 degrees and mess up our edge, and then we lock in our angle with a left hand nut. So now we have it set up for lefty. If we want to go back to right-handed shears, disengage the left-handed nut, go all the way back with the lower pin, bring it back around, bring your clamp to the right-handed position so it doesn't go past 45. Let's just say 45 is our angle, and then come over to the left-handed nut, tighten it up, and we're locked in at 45 degrees for a right-handed shear to convex. So this is a really nice feature to have, so when you're doing the right-handed and left-handed shears, it's all done on one simple clamp at a very precise angle. So this machine obviously has two plates that it holds at a time, and these 6-inch plates have a 5/8 hole for their center, and all you would do is, because they're magnetic, put it on, and now you have two plates working independently or at the same time, depending on your preference of sharpening. If you need to interchange them, take them off at the same time, and then you can put on two more plates at the same time for efficiency in your sharpening process. Right now I'm about to go sharpen this blade so you can see from start to finish how efficient two heads will be to service this blade. Alright, so here we go. We're going to put in the clamp, tighten it down, turn it on. So basically I'm sharpening this blade. This happens to be an 800 grit. And I'm just going to convex, bring up a new edge, take a look at my work, feel for the burr. I have a burr almost all the way to the tip. Work on the tip a little bit more. Check my work. Alright, we have a consistent burr. Come to the other abrasive. This is 1000 grit. It's really nice to go from one head to the next effortlessly without having to change out your abrasives. This is a feature I really enjoy. Check my work. Alright, a little bit more on the early entry. Now toward the pivot. Alright, check my work. Alright, that's decent. Let's do a little bit more. Alright, I can shut it down. I can go here, take these off. Turn it back on. Clean up my work. Make sure there's no scratches. It's really easy. The clamp is super lightweight. Very lightweight clamp. It has this thumb rest for ergonomic action of convexing. This happens to have 3 micron diamond on it for polishing out the shear. You can also deburr with this as well. Walking all the way to the spine. Alright, I'm going to check my work. I'm going to take it out of the clamp. Paper towel. Pretty nice. Put my abrasive. And a little bit more, and we're done. We'll do the inside edge on a water stone, and then we'll deburr. So as I'm pushing down on the machine, the amperage kicks up to keep the RPMs the same. So it's a very, very strong machine. Turn it off. It's extremely high polished. I'm going to go to the water stone and come back and deburr. Alright, so I just put it on the water stone, brought up an inside edge, putting it back on the clamp, turn on the wheel. Now with deburring and polishing your final cutting edge, you can increase the RPMs to your liking. So we'll just turn it up to about 50% wheel speed and just be very gentle and light. We're not trying to over polish this edge. Push up the burr. And just be very gentle on this part. Alright, that should be good enough. Turn off the machine. Let's check our work. And I'll feel it real quick. Yes, this is good. So when we go to test it out, so this blade is all done. We have a nice sharp, fully convex edge, done really efficiently on the Katoku twin head flat hone. So I hope you found my overview of the Katoku flat hone sharpening system informative. For those who love sharpening as much as I do and see the value of this wonderful machine having 2 independent flat hones working together to create efficiency, and also the ergonomics of this clamping system from the portability of this unit, the list goes on for me as far as how much I love this machine. That's why I'm also a distributor for this machine as well. For those who are interested, you can look at the description below and for more information. Thank you so much for watching.